Hello and welcome to ChapterSkip. I'm Sean.
And I'm Joe.
I'm Chad.
And I'm Mark.
Welcome along to volume 17 of the ChapterSkip podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. And we're all here today. Chud, you missed out last week. Explain yourself, boy.
Anniversary of the girlfriend.
You could have brought her here.
Yeah.
Evening out podcasting.
We was discussing, it's like, what do? Go on a nice date with your girlfriend or bring her along to do a lovely podcast?
We'd have lit a candle and give you some pot noodles or something.
Yeah.
I'll make a suggestion for next year.
ChapterSkip's more important.
You could be like, right, I'm going to sit you down with a couple of celebrities. We're going to, have an evening full of cultured chats and, maybe talk about penises and stuff.
And
which is
wear
what we
much
normally
too
do.
often.
Yeah. So welcome along to volume 17. Now, we'll have to go 2 weeks ago to hear what you had to do for homework, Chud, which was the movie audition, I believe?
It was, yes.
And last week, myself, Mark and Joe, we each set each other some homework. My movie was to watch Chocolate.
Yeah.
Joe?
Mine was The Raid 2.
The Raid 2. And Mark?
And I had Only Lovers Left Alive, which you guys had previously watched and commented on.
Yeah.
That's right. Seeing as though you weren't here last week, Chud, do you want to kick us off with a little bit of a homework rundown? Did you do it?
I did. I did about 2 hours ago.
So it's still fresh in your mind then?
Yeah.
Good though. Now, I don't know anything about the movie. Do you want to give like a sort of a quick overview of the plot, etc.? And
Well, it's centred around this chap who loses his wife, and he's got a little boy, and when he gets a bit older, his little boy suggests to him, you should remarry, you're looking worn out, as they said in the film. And he's knocking on a little bit, so instead of going down a traditional route of, dating sites, or, whatever men of his age do to find hot young blondes or whatever, he his friend is a professional auditioner. And they set up what's supposed to be audition roles for a movie. And what he's actually doing, he's picking out all these women that he thinks that he'd like to marry. And he's auditioning them all. And it's a bit creepy, but it seems
like Blind Date, but more of like a screening process.
But they don't know. They think they're auditioning for a movie. They don't realise what they're auditioning for is to be this guy's wife. And it's as creepy as it sounds, it's kind of innocent. He's very sincere about it. And then he picks out this one girl, and there's a little bit more to her than meets the eye. Oh, I'm not going to give too much away.
She's a transformer.
Transsexual.
But that's the overall sort of...
Right, okay.
I found the film, actually, strangely, is very, very slow, but very beautiful sort of film. I really liked the slow sort of pace. It gave you time to get to know the characters, and, often with... it is a horror film in the end, but it's... often with a lot of westernised sort of films, you don't really have a chance to really get to know the characters. And the story was... I really, really enjoyed the story throughout.
Do you think it initially starts like a romantic drama? There's
I didn't realise at first when I started watching, I didn't know what sort of film it was going to be. Yeah. I didn't know anything about it. Right, I didn't know... And when I was watching it again, I was like, is this a rom-com or something?
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on here.
I've seen this.
And then there's that one scene where he's looking at the phone to call this girl, and then it cuts to a scene of her and she's sat on the floor just staring at the phone, and there's a sack in the background. Straight away I'm like, what the fuck's in the sack?
What's in the sack?
Potato.
And she sits there for 4 days just staring at the phone, and that's when you know some shit's not right.
Sounds like one of your ex-girlfriends, Jen.
Yeah. And then he finally calls the phone. She's like lent over hair in her face, but as the phone rings, the sack also just starts fucking moving, and it lets out a growl, and you're like, oh, what the fuck? And then she just has this smile on her face. I'm not going to give too much more away than that, but that's probably the last 20 minutes is when you're most tense.
It goes crazy,
because it's all over the place. So a couple of times I think, what the fuck's going on? I didn't really get rid of a few dream sequences, things like that. But the overall, I thought the film was absolutely beautiful. Really, really enjoyed it. Just that serene calmness of it than the horror at the end when you realise what the fuck's going on.
Would you now find the sight of a Japanese woman with an acupuncture needle going really unnerving?
Deeper.
Yeah, deeper, yeah.
So it's an Asian movie, I assume?
Yeah.
It's Japanese, yeah.
Yeah, because I find that with a lot of Asian movies, like last week I did the review of Thirst, which was sort of very slow and then it kind of builds up to the end, gets
Yes.
you involved in the characters, lets you know a little bit more about them, so I guess that's the same sort of style.
Yeah, I found it very involving. Like I said, it built up the characters nicely, the story. It just made that last 20 minutes that much more impactful. It was, I thought it was brilliant.
The calm before the story.
I'm surprised I never heard of it. This was 1999, so it was quite an old film.
Quite a famous one of Takeshi Miike as well, because it's probably one of his more accessible ones, because some of these are really, really out there.
So what's he done before again?
Ichi the Killer.
Ichi the Killer, Visit a Q, Zebra Man, One Missed Call. There's another sort of straight Japanese, goes. He does like 3 or 4 films. He done 13 Assassins. That came out a few years back.
Yeah.
No.
That's probably that's one that actually got a cinema release.
I know the name, and people throw the name around, but it must be because he sort of directed Ichi the Killer, is why I've heard his name, but I don't think I've actually ever sort of seen any of his movies.
Oh, right.
Ichi the Killer really good.
Yeah, I've got an import copy. Someone got me that for my birthday, actually. Got me an import copy of Ichi the Killer, so it's like, yeah, thank you.
Good film.
So all around, you'd recommend it to people then?
Yeah.
What kind of a movie would you say it's similar to, if you had to kind of liken it to another movie? Maybe something more
movie that
mainstream to kind of, if people are going, oh, I like this.
Blank look shit.
Yeah, it's hard to think if anything is similar to it in the mainstream. I don't think it really is.
No?
Would it be like, in a way, I don't know if this would be right. I mean, I've seen this film before, but what's that film, The Bunny Boiler, where they say that from? What's that film called?
Oh, with the...
What was it called? Fatal Attraction.
Yeah.
Fatal Attraction, you ever seen that? Where there's like the obsessive thing, like that sort of thing. I'd probably say, I don't know. I mean, I know it's completely different in a way, but it's got that sort of...
I think this had that... Because like you said, even though it comes across as being a romantic drama, you get moments where you think, it doesn't feel right. Even though you're kind of thinking, it's a romantic drama, but there's still that little hint of something not quite right all the way through it.
I think
because
there's a lack of music throughout the film, which kind of makes the scene stand out a little bit more. The sounds that are going on, just the ambient sounds of dog eating its food or whatever, and
it's got a lot of sort of tense moments, a lot of build up and kind of stuff like that.
It's a little less on suspense, isn't it? It's a bit.
Yeah.
There are moments, but it's not in the traditional way that we're used to. Like a camera creeping down a corridor, dark corridor, nothing like that. It's those sort of moments when you start to realise what's happening. That's when you're like, oh shit! Like the guy, the piano teacher's feet. When you realise.
Yes, yeah.
And I was like, oh shit! And I realised, you start piecing it together.
I'll tell you where we've mentioned him before. He did that Sukiyaki Western Django. Remember we reviewed Django way back when? Yeah. Basically, he's done westerns, like cowboy films. He's done horror movies. He's done comedies. He's done superhero movies. He's done musicals.
Quentin Tarantino likes them, doesn't he? Quentin Tarantino is a fan of them. That's why he does a lot. That's why he does a lot of his weird different films.
He was in Hostel briefly. You've seen that?
Yeah, I know. You mean.
Probably only vaguely remember when they first get there and the Japanese guy comes out and they're like, "What's it like?" And he goes, "You'll spend all your money." It's like, that was Takeshi Miike, a little cameo from him.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, mixes it up.
Nice little review there, Chud. I was enjoying that. Yeah, I think I might go ahead and check that out. Sounds like something that might be in my kind of wheelhouse.
I could go on, but I just don't want to give too much of it away.
I understand that,
because I enjoyed it that much more, I think, because I literally went into it blind.
Yeah.
Not really knowing what to expect.
Yeah. Who wants to go next with their homework?
I suppose I could go next because all you have seen already, no? Raid 2? Yeah. No?
Raid 2. No.
Raid 2. Oh, okay.
Have you seen the first Raid, Chud?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you like it, yeah?
I won't give too much away then because you haven't seen it.
Can't remember.
I like that it comes straight...
Is it Indonesian? Or... Yeah, it is Indonesian.
I like that it comes straight off the first film. Basically, a few hours later or whatever.
Well, the Raid one is...
the zombie one?
Yeah.
The Horde. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
So the Raid is a movie directed by Welsh director Gareth Evans, and it's sort of about like a squad team, don't they? They go into like an apartment block, similar to Dread.
Did you see Dread?
Yeah.
A bit like that, where it's run by
to get to the top, fight to get to the very top, sort of.
And it's just crazy fight scenes, really impactful, kind of hard hitting fight scenes, and just out of this world action. And then he he got more money and made the Raid 2.
Yeah, you can just see that straight away.
Ramped everything up and just made it even more ass kicking. But I'll let you talk about this, as it's your review.
Wasn't the Raid 2 though what he wanted to make first? In the first place, but didn't have the money, I think, so he done the Raid.
From what I've read, he wrote
people do that,
the Raid 2, and then obviously thought, wow, I haven't really got the budget for this, let's scale it down, keep it in one sort of location, and then I guess he sort of wrote the Raid 1 as a prequel or an alternative until, people thought, wow, this guy can direct, this guy knows about action.
Because before that he'd done a film called Morantal Warrior with the same guy, same guy.
Ike Uwe.
Same guy, yeah.
I wouldn't call him gay. No. Kick you straight in the teeth.
Anyway, go on, Jay. Take it away.
It was brilliant. Obviously, like you just said, it's the first one. I really liked the first one because I think I liked it because it stuck to like the building sort of thing, and it was a lot more low budget than the second one. Not saying I didn't enjoy Raid 2. Because I really did, and there were some absolutely brilliant standout fight scenes in it. But I probably preferred the first one just for that sort of, just the crazy. I think the fights just seemed more indie and more crazy in the first one sort of thing, But some standout moments for me in the second one was, I loved when there's a big riot thing in the muddy, rainy prison yard. I thought that was amazing.
I thought it was really good. I thought
just the shots and how.
Yeah, it was just like it was a fight scene, but then it had the added benefit of like the mud and
that's
kind
it.
of
and when they're all like getting stuck in the mud and then they're getting thrown on it, and then they're like. It
was just to add that little bit extra one. It wasn't just like fight scene, kick, punch. It was like, somebody would fall over and slosh around in the mud. And, they'd slowly get more and more dirty. And then you kind of trying to figure out who's who because they're just completely covered in mud.
But I think as well, though, he still directs a fight scene really fluidly. It's not
of course.
You don't lose track of what's going on.
No, not at all.
Yeah, that's something I noticed. I never felt lost within the fight scene because you watch things like the Transformers, and you have no idea what on earth is going on. All you hear is sound effects.
Running around like
they're just, and you lost
buildings getting smashed and things.
Yeah, bit of shaky cam.
Yeah. You have no idea what's going on.
I hate it. That.
With this, sort of
very fluid.
Everything's going crazy fast. Fists flying everywhere, kicks, punches, blocks, and all this sort of stuff. But you know where you are within the context of the room, so you feel like you're grounded within the action. Yeah. But it's still interesting to watch. It's not just one static camera where punch, block, block, punch, kick,
Yeah, it's not like old school one guy facing 20 and it'd be one fighting them at a time and the other ones would all be going around in a circle sort of doing the whole Queensbury rules with the fist.
You're basically following them in it. It's brilliant. So it's all the different angles and you're following what's going on and it keeps you there. You're not like, what's going on? Another standout scene, I thought when I was watching I was like, this is going to be awesome if he just carries on talking while it happens. But when he talks to the is it the Japanese boss when he's having dinner with him and he goes, I've got a present from you, some prisoners from the yard, and he makes them all kneel down and then he gives them the blade. Yeah. And he's just talking calmly while slicing the throats. Yeah. And I was like, if he does that, I thought that is crazy because it's just so evil. And he's just going on about his business and he's just, do this and that. And it's just like, what? And I was just like, that's so evil. It's just so
It was something like that in the raid, wasn't it? Where that started, he was walking along behind the guys, shooting him in the back of the head and he ran out of bullets and then did he just beat the other guy with a hammer or something? Or a bat, didn't he?
It's just so wrong and I loved it. And obviously, Matt, I love my real, sort of B-movie-esque sort of gore. What about when he shoots him in the face with a shotgun? Oh. And it just it just blows up, don't it? And it's just like something out of a B movie.
That was one of those moments at the cinema. I'm like, fuck, I need a pause and rewind. I want to see that again. That was amazing.
Wow.
Because I've done that in the first film, that bit we've mentioned before, where you see the stuntman drop down the stairwell and hit his back. I was like, how did you? I need to rewind this and watch it.
That's what I'm saying. Because it was sort of obviously lower budget in the first one. That was one of my standout scenes. Just to be kind of like, oh fucking hell, how did you not break his back and all that? And that. But
then when you watch it, you realise how they do little camera trickery.
It's just so clever. And I think I remember you saying last week where you said it's not over gory, is it? Really, it's still got the blood there. But it's not over the top.
It's not for the sake of it. It's all.
It's all within the context, you know. If people are fighting, there's going to be a bit of blood flying here, there, and everywhere. But it's not like let's go crazy with everything. It's always going to be blood, 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 blood. You know, it has picks its points.
Yeah. Two of my favourite killers, Hammer Girl and Baseball Bat Boy or whatever. Fucking hell,
did you get the reference to Old Boy?
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was a reference.
As soon as I see it when she sat on the subway train, and she pulls them out, it's just like
Now, what I didn't get is I don't want to give too much away for you, Joe, because I highly recommend that you go ahead and watch this. But was she? Who was deaf? Because one of them was doing sign language to one another, and I couldn't work out whether he was deaf or she was deaf.
I think he was. I think she was. I think I don't know. Maybe be wrong, but I think she was.
Because she didn't actually talk, did she? And he did because he was like, "Give me my ball back." So it was a bit like I'm not really sure because they never really explained it, which you didn't really need to because you know when somebody's doing sign language, you just one of them's deaf or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, I was just like, I don't know which one because would that hinder your fighting abilities? You know, you could just like creep up behind her and just be like, shh, you know, proper like old school Warner Brothers cartoon. We're catching rabbits.
Piano music.
Like we did sort of thing where.
Oh, was it your next?
Where I run by and I run back. But it was overall amazing film. I'd highly recommend it. Basically, it's just really good. He played an amazing part again in this film. There's some absolutely amazing out of this world scenes in it. Amazing characters. Just overall. But I definitely recommend watch the first one first, and then go straight into that if you can. Or watch it the next day or something.
But it's on Netflix, isn't it, Raid? I've seen it.
Yeah, it's on there. Yeah, just go ahead and watch it.
That's why I never watched it. So I was getting it confused with The Horde.
No, man, we watched The Horde together. That's a really good film. Good French horror.
Yeah, that was cool.
But awesome.
Yeah, and the reason I got my homework of the movie Chocolate was because we were talking about the Raid 2 and the like hard hitting kind of bumps that these extras were taking, you know, where they're falling and breaking their backs and falling on their heads and landing really, really hard and crushing blows, and you know, you get that sort of thud in your chest when somebody gets kicked. And I don't know who threw it up. I think it was Mark or Joe.
I think you was.
You probably both mentioned it.
You did, but I said I've seen that with you.
Yeah, so
it was on about stuntmen. We see him taking the hit.
And fast forwarding right through the movie, at the end of Chocolate, you actually get the cutscenes from the end on the version on Netflix. You actually get to see like some of the
outtakes.
The outtakes, where you see like literally everyone's just getting kicked in the head, falling over, and people like, I've hurt my back. And even one point, like a guy's in the hospital with a neck brace on, and all the cast and crew around be like, get well soon. It's like, you know, and you got the lead actress. She's getting like black eyes and stuff, getting kicked in the head, and it's like, wow, these guys are just like going mental.
Well, at the end of the film with the whole fighting outside the buildings and then drops. Even though you know they're on a wire, it was still like you're still taking a good bash on the floor there.
Yeah. Overall, the movie, I didn't get why it's called Chocolate. Maybe the I wasn't sure if it is some sort of translation error in there. Right. But then I was like, that don't really fit into the movie, so I didn't get why it's called Chocolate, but it doesn't really matter.
Did she have a thing with sweets? I can't remember now.
Yeah, she used to like sort of little skittly, smarty sort of sweets. But
maybe that had something. I don't know. That's all I can think of.
Maybe,
probably.
But yeah.
Have
you seen it, Chad? No. Basically, it's a. Where's it from? It's Thai.
I think
Thai.
I think it is Thai.
It's not the Judi Dench film.
No, it's not Chocolat.
Did you pay to see Judi Dench kicking ass?
That's what I was thinking.
I've
seen the cover of this film. I can't imagine Judi Dench kicking.
And it's based around a young girl, Zen, who she's born. She's got mental problems. They don't actually say what she's got, but you assume she's like autistic or something like that. And basically, I guess it's her. What is he to her? Moom? He's her uncle, or is he her sort of
the other kid?
Yeah, I think he's related, isn't he? Because he was called he was called her mum auntie. So I don't know whether he's.
I don't know if that's just because they'll do that in Japan. They'll call a female relative could be auntie, but not necessarily a relative. Okay. It's just like an honorific title for like an older woman. If you like. So I think it was just like a friend of the family, but because they have a sign for respect for an older woman, he called her auntie rather than just like, Mrs.
Yeah. All right, mate. Yeah, and he finds out that she's got this sort of amazing ability to catch things just out of nowhere. Like somebody will just lob a ball really hard, and she would just catch it like really, really quickly. And they try to sort of exploit that, don't they? And then it turns out she watches a lot of kung fu movies, and I guess it's the way her brain works through the autism or Asperger's, whatever she's got. She picks things up really quickly by just looking at it. So she's watching like kung fu movies, and then she just learns how to like kick ass like really, really well. And you're just like, wow, she can barely sort of speak or comprehend what's going on, but like as soon as like people start throwing kicks and punches, she's just like, what the? Literally,
there was a fight in like an ice. Was there an ice factory thing?
Yeah.
Which was straight out of The Big Boss. In the Bruce Lee film, The Big Boss, there's a fight in an ice factory, so they kind of... Yeah, it was in Dragon as well.
Yeah, and I thought like, similar to the Raid in the Raid 2, the fight scenes were incredible. The lead actress, she was amazing. Like, her flexibility and a couple of the stunts she did, you know, sort of innovative stuff, you know, it weren't just... kick, punch, block, you know, it was like jumping off things, kind of a parkour element, you know, flip off this, back roll off here, you know, kick this, open doors, slams into faces.
It's like a serious Jackie Chan in a way, without the comedy stuff over the objects. It was
very much so.
When you said flexibility then, I didn't know if you meant her flexibility as an actress or her bendy skills.
Bendy, yeah, she was kind of one-dimensional. She was, you know, she was an ass-kicking, autistic young lady.
They should have got Judi Dench.
Not the young lady part.
Yeah. But overall, I really enjoyed it, actually. I thought it had a decent story, but I thought the action was just off the chain. You know, so, some of the hits that these guys took, and just
Kung fu movies don't need to have a really strong storyline to be good, though.
No, but it was a decent story. You were involved in what was going on. It weren't just, you know, she didn't have a reason to go out and fight, but the movie made her.
There was sort of.
No, I'm just saying the movie made her have a reason to go out and
there
fight.
was that whole the money thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't just, you know, she's a young girl and goes out and, you know, people pick on her for being special or whatever. You know, she has to go out and earn some money because her mum's sick.
Yeah, the boy.
Any Tony Jaa films, the stories are terrible, but the
done by the
films
same
are
people.
amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, the flies or something, isn't it? Or something?
Yeah, and I think at one point, like when she's really young, she's sort of, I don't know, like a toddler or whatever, and I think she swallows a fly, doesn't she, or something, and then develops a fear of flies and stuff like that. And I don't know how that sort of factored into it. That was just kind of a bit of a quirk. But yeah, the main story of her just being able to copy what's going on, and even when she fights that guy who does like capoeira and stuff like that.
The main boss guy, the little twitchy.
The little twitchy capoeira guy, and she watches him and sort of starts twitching herself.
And kind of gets a bit of an ass kicking, and then sort of watches him, and copies his style.
I'll say it was good thing it's kung fu movies and not porn then.
Yeah, she's quite young though, isn't she?
I don't know, I haven't seen.
She's done another one called, I think it's Phoenix Rising, where she does like drunken style in that one.
Okay.
Or Phoenix anyway, I'll have to look it up.
What I just don't understand how like people come up with the like the fight choreography. It just baffles me. Like I'm watching, like do they like literally go for it like step by step? It's like, right, you punch and you block, boom, and then you go for a kick and I'll block that kick, and then I'll swing a leg from like nowhere and just kick you in the head out of like, you know, out of nowhere, and you're like,
lots of training,
where did that leg?
Months and months.
Yeah, lots of training.
Like, and you can
There's
tell.
a good
Like,
Jackie Chan documentary called My Stunts, I think, and that goes into a lot of what goes on behind the scenes. But he mentions some stuff like you move like this, and he's going, if you want to know why I've moved like that, it's because of blocking for the camera.
Yeah.
So he's always got the camera in his mind when he's doing his fight scenes as well, which is really clever.
Yeah, and I was impressed with the choreography of that, as I was with the Raid 2, because I think Iko Uwe actually helped with the choreography for that as well. You know, it just goes to show that these guys are, you know, really good at their craft, and you know, if he doesn't go places and if she doesn't sort of make a lot of money from what she can do, because some of the stuff she was doing was just like out of this world, like
she learned that for the film as well. She couldn't do it before the movie, which is even more impressive.
You know, so anybody out there who just wants to watch a sort of a cool movie about an ass-kicking girl who just, you know, she doesn't understand why she's ass-kicking, but she does it anyway, watches what she sees and just, you know, beats a lot of men out. Good stuff. I thoroughly recommend.
So, three people past relationships as well.
3 people have given reviews on their homework, and have 3 good reviews. So it's all down to me now.
Yeah, that's what I thought I'd leave you to last.
Several weeks of watching shit films, so
yeah, I was gonna say
it's about time we watched some good things.
Well, you say that. I was tasked with watching Only Lovers Left Alive, a vampire film about a mopey bastard who just sits around fucking being miserable. His girlfriend looks like Peter Stringfellow, and they just sit around like, oh, I'm a vampire. Oh, I've got some vinyls. Duh.
Hipster.
He is a fucking vampire hipster. There's nothing in my mind apart from where you see them drink a bit of blood and they've clearly got longer incisors. You could take it down to them pretending to be vampires. There was nothing in it that was vampiric until well over an hour into the movie. The only interesting character was Peter Stringfellow woman's sister, and then they got rid of her. Like, oh, you've drank someone. Fuck off. Who's my mate? But they were just miserable bastards. It was boring.
Yeah, I think we were a little bit stuck for what to give you for homework. Well, I mean, the topic came up because you watched it last week, Joe.
And then because you'd mentioned, I think, Thirst as well, we had a bit of a vampire kind of thing.
And Only Lovers Left Alive was in the Cinema Blend top 10 movies, which we'll get into very shortly. They rated it like number 5 or number 6. Whether it's, in chronological order or whether
it was well shot.
Yeah.
But there was nothing to it.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, did they go over the top and kind of go in that direction where, you're jumping off buildings, eating people, fighting? Or do you just go like a real subtle,
But then to me,
pull it back.
Thirst kind of done it better. And if I want a vampire film that's a little bit different, I'd watch Thirst or Let the Right One In. Or because it didn't have a comprehensive beginning, middle and end. It was just like a little snippet into his life because it didn't really. But again, if I want something that's a snippet into someone's life, I'd watch that Tony, the London serial killer movie. So much more, but there was nothing in this that was interesting or entertaining, and it's so fucking pretentious. Where we'll start name dropping all these people. And like, if you don't know who these people are, we name drop. Well, fuck you.
We did warn you as a very sort of hipster emo kind of drawn back kind of movie.
But every film was like, oh, let's name drop. Like, oh, we'll talk about Tesla. And when she was on her, she had a plane flight. I can't remember. Her surname was Fibonacci. And like, oh, great. Let's just stop. Just it's all for just pretentious waffle.
Better than Twilight though.
Yeah. Never watched it, sorry. And I'm not doing it as fucking homework.
Well, yes, you are now.
And the bloke who'd get them all stuff and that, and when he always get them things. Guitars and things.
But it was just miserable, and he sat in his house being miserable, wanting to be dead. And I'm thinking, just shoot yourself then, like you were thinking about, because this is boring. 2 hours and 2 minutes of this shit you made me watch.
I didn't.
At least you watched the whole thing.
Yeah, I didn't mind.
I had to watch it in stages because I fell asleep. I started watching it about 4:30 this morning. Baby woke up and wanted feed, and then I remembered I hadn't actually watched
I bet you were
homework.
pleased about that, weren't you? You just sitting there going, oh, I'm so bored. Oh, baby's crying. Oh.
No, that's what I woke up and I thought, shit, I haven't done my homework yet. I better put it on. And then I fell asleep.
Yeah, it's not out of this world, but
there was nothing.
I didn't mind it. Yeah.
I couldn't find anything that was interesting. I couldn't see any reason to go back and watch it again or to buy it. There's no rewatch.
I would agree with that, yeah. But I think had it not been Tom Hiddleston, it probably wouldn't have even been that good for me either. I think I just like him. I could just watch him just do stuff. Like, if Big Brother, if he was in Big Brother, I'd sit there and just watch it 24/7, just be like, Tom Hiddleston being Tom Hiddleston.
Saying about it was to me. The film was like, what would happen if Loki had lost his powers, and then he'd just be sitting around going, "Oh, I remember back in the day when things were cool, and now it's shit." It was that. It was like Loki with no powers, moping about, going, "Oh, it's not as good as it used to be."
He had loads of old vintage things in his hair, didn't he?
Maybe it's a sequel to the Avengers. Thor strips him of his power, banishes him to Earth, and makes him drink blood. And he's just like, God damn it, Thor!
They didn't have to drink a lot of blood either. It's like a little thimbleful almost, the smallest wine glass ever. Like, how do you get by on that tiny amount?
Yeah, but there's no strict rules as to how much blood you have to drink when you're a vampire, because it's all made up anyway, isn't it?
I always assume the whole body's worth.
You'd presume, mate.
It's just being greedy. Yeah, but he didn't do anything, did he? That's probably why he was moping about. He never had the energy, because all he used to drink was a thimble.
No, like, we can't go around biting people. That's so 15th century. Fucking hell.
So archaic. I'm just going to make some mopey music.
And they didn't go into it enough. And there was that whole thing, which I quite liked, was the whole... you got to be careful. People got blood disease and that now, which was a nice element to why you shouldn't go out, and that was a better reason for why you can't go out and just drink anyone, rather than it's a bit old hat. But
because the old man died, didn't he?
Thingy was in it. I've got his name.
That makes no fucking sense, does it? Because people won't stop eating because that's what it's doing 15th century. I'm going to stop.
Yeah, but like we've stopped doing a lot of things we used to do in the 15th century. You
Don't
know,
go around
it's don't like drill holes into people's head when they got like headaches.
But when
and
it comes
stuff.
to survival, if it's going to kill you, you just.
People are like, I'm not eating a swan's neck because they used to do that in the old days.
Swan's neck.
Yeah,
Did they actually used to do that?
I don't know. They eat swan, didn't they? Doing someone at the neck.
Like spaghetti.
Oh, John Hurt. That's it. He was the old man, wasn't he? Yeah, I remember that.
Now, Chud, last week you missed out on our little thing that we did. The reason that Mark was given the homework of Only Lovers Left Alive is because I came across this top 10 2014 movies from cinemablend.com, and I ran down it and I said to Joe and Mark, if we can think of 10 movies we've seen this year, we'd make our own like top 10 list. Okay. Obviously you weren't here, so you didn't have any preparation. But the list went as follows. Number 10, Grand Budapest Hotel. Number 9, Captain America the Winter Soldier. Number 8, The Fault in Our Stars. Number 7, Under the Skin. Number 6, The Lego Movie. Number 5, Only Lovers Left Alive. Number 4, Chef. 3, Boyhood. 2, Edge of Tomorrow. And number 1, Snowpiercer. Now, Mark, I've seen on your bit of paper you've got a couple of numbers there, so I assume you've at least done a top 5.
That was their list, yeah?
That was their list, yeah.
I managed to get 7 films that I've seen this year that didn't annoy the shit out of me.
Yeah, I got about 7 that I would happily say were good.
I'm guessing 6 of these we're probably going to be sharing as well.
Yeah, but did you put them in any kind of order?
No,
okay,
I didn't. Because they're very... Do you want to hear them?
Yeah, why not?
My top 7 so far this year, these are cinema releases, I haven't really got any indie films on here. Godzilla.
Of course.
Lego Movie.
Yep.
Captain America Winter Soldier. The Raid 2.
Yep.
X-Men Days of Future Past. The Grand Budapest Hotel. And Mr. Peabody and Sherman.
Hey! I think that's the only one that I haven't got on my list.
I took my daughter to see that, and there was actually quite a few jokes in it for the grown-ups, especially when, because it's to do with time travel, and you know, have you seen the trailer? Peabody's a dog, and he's invented a time travel machine, and Sherman's a little boy who goes through it.
I've no idea.
And there's one bit he comes through back into the modern day, if you like, and he meets himself. And the dog says to him, "Careful! I told you what you mustn't ever touch yourself." There was a little like, masturbation joke. Yeah, very good. To sneak that into a kids' film was quite funny.
Ah, that's quite shocking there. Yeah, I've got most of them in my top 10, but I've added a couple, kind of because of filler. Like, I don't think I'd necessarily put them in my top 10, but because I've seen them this year, they've come out and they didn't, annoy the shit out of me. Yeah. I put at number 10, 22 Jump Street. If you want to know what I thought of that, you can check out the main ChapterSkip channel. I did a quick review of that. And a movie I watched recently, and only because it's got Seth Rogen and McLovin in it, Bad Neighbours. You heard of or seen it?
Yeah, heard of it, but not.
Yeah, it's not brilliant, but there's a few funny jokes in it, and it could, you could replace Seth Rogen with anybody else and it'd still be the same kind of movie, but I don't really know what he brought to it apart from, like, copious amounts of weed, and that's kind of his thing, isn't it? So I just stuck that in there because there was a few funny jokes and it was a lot funnier than A Million Ways to Die in the West. I put in Amazing Spider-Man 2 because I personally really quite liked it. I know you weren't really keen on it, Mark,
didn't really impress me.
But yeah, I'm kind of a mark for anything kind of Superman and Spider-Man-esque. Number 7, Nymphomaniac.
Oh yeah.
You guys haven't seen that yet, have you? Go back and listen to ChapterSkip podcast volume number 1, part 1, and part 2, I believe, where I told you guys a story about where I went to the Berlin Film Festival and saw the premiere of Nymphomaniac, part 1.
Do we know, is the film actually out uncut? Because I presume it's going to get quite edited. Because you saw an uncut version, didn't you?
Yeah, I saw uncut part 1. And from what I've seen online, like on Amazon, like pre-orders and stuff, they've just had it as like Nymphomaniac, so I don't know, I think they may have like taken part 1, part 2, combined it all and cut a lot out.
Right,
so,
okay, yeah.
But I'm guessing they will do some sort of release where they'll put the extended version or the uncut version or the director's cut or whatever out somewhere, so definitely going to look out for that because I don't really want to see the watered down version as I've already seen half the movie in its full length of frontal.
Just for biological purposes, yeah.
Of course, and to keep within the story, of course. Number 5, Grand Budapest Hotel. Number 6, Grand Budapest. Number 5, Lego. Number 4, Godzilla. Number 3, Raid 2. Number 2, Captain America. And number 1, X-Men Days of Future Past. So
fairly similar.
Chud, have you got anything that you've kind of sprung out as you maybe thought that shouldn't be in there, or you should have put something else in there? Because I went through numerous lists of movies that came out this year.
Oh, did you go the same as me, IMDb's list of films for 2014?
Yeah.
When it listed everything, there was like 11,000.
Yeah, it was like indie movies and stuff.
I was like, yeah, I'm on 2,000 now, and I'm like, I can't see anything that I've seen.
Yeah, I was a bit like, haven't seen it.
Haven't seen it. Not
I've seen that.
Yet,
That's already on the list. Yeah.
Haven't seen it. Not
and
out
like the
yet.
top 20 were all what we put in there anyway. So
I haven't got around to watching Grand Budapest Hotel. I've heard it is supposed to be good.
Amazing. Yeah.
Trying to convince girlfriend to watch it, but she didn't seem overly interested. I think I might just watch it on my own. But other than that, I think the list seems pretty solid, to be honest. Mine would be much the same.
Mine's not in
films I haven't seen, obviously.
Yeah, mine's not in no particular order either.
But I'm guessing you've got a few of what we've.
Yeah. So like X-Men: Days of Future Past,
Of course.
Godzilla, Captain America: Winter Soldier, Lego Movie.
That's why everyone loves the Lego movie.
It was amazing.
really good. Yeah.
Bad Country. I didn't mind that.
Yeah,
I
I forgot about that. Actually,
I saw it and then thought, nah, it wasn't.
Yeah, I did. I was a bit like, I don't remember being blown away by it, so that's why I didn't add it.
All
in
I
there.
can remember was mustaches.
Yeah,
I can remember about that.
Willem Dafoe was pretty good.
Yeah, overall quite a good movie. It's a good cop and that, wasn't it? The Amazing Spider-Man 2, The Grand Budapest Hotel, Non-Stop. Didn't mind that.
Yeah, it was kind of cheesy.
It
Wasn't
was cheesy, but I didn't mind.
Have you seen that, Chad?
No.
The sort of latest Liam Neeson. It's basically taken on a plane.
You know what's going to be. It's Liam Neeson, so you know
Yeah.
it's going to be lots of action and
stupid stuff.
one-liners and stupid
Yes,
stuff. But it was good.
Ever since
And,
Taken, though, I've been disappointed with his films. I don't think anyone.
That means you saw Taken 2 and went, what the fuck
Yeah.
is this?
Yeah.
I thought Taken 2 was alright.
It was good. The
all
first
right.
one was fucking awesome.
Yeah, the first one was
But I
good.
don't know because I wasn't expecting it. It just came out of nowhere.
Number 9, The Raid 2, and then number 10, 13 Sins. I mean, I love the original, but I didn't mind the remake.
I've not seen a remake because, I like remakes. I've decided to. I see it's out on DVD.
That's
But
all mine.
Well, that would be an awesome segue for me to go into the latest remake news. And it's very topical.
No, Sean.
Every week.
Don't make me slap you.
I think you might actually slap me on this one. We talked about it last week, and I couldn't remember what I thought about this particular movie in its Asian orientation.
Okay.
They, as in America, and Gus Van Sant, who directed movies such as Good Will Hunting and Milk, he is set to direct a Hollywood remake of Death Note.
Oh, he's going to do it now.
Yeah. Oh, did you know?
No, can we mention it? Shane Black was linked to it originally, weren't he?
Yeah, I think he's now focusing on the Predator reboot, remake, reimagining. So Gus Van Sant has taken over the role as of now. It's not definitely confirmed, but
So the main thing is, I can't see the point. There's already the manga series, an anime series, and there's already 2 feature-length movies.
Yeah, but Americans don't like watching anything that isn't
No.
done by Americans.
And they don't have subtitles.
That's what I was saying that to Amy the other day, because it's like, why is there always like the American Office and the whatever TV shows we've got, they have the American version of it.
Yeah.
We don't do that.
Well,
They don't do it.
Let the right one in. Well, how many years was it after before Let Me In came
Not
out?
even, was it about a year?
Something like
And
that.
then
Yeah.
let me in, yeah. Well, they've done that with, I can't remember, there was something else that was last year that wasn't been out
Loads,
that long.
don't they?
But the thing is, I'm sort of really intrigued by it. I don't really know why. I really like Good Will Hunting, and
that's good.
I think he's going to take it in a different direction, which, if he does, will be quite good because it'll be a new take on it. I don't think it will be as good because, you're not going to beat the anime, because I thought that was, excellent, probably up to a certain point where we've discussed.
Up until the second part, yeah.
Yeah, and the movies were good because they took the anime, the basic story, and took it in a few different directions. And maybe if Gus Van Sant does the same thing, has the same concept, I've heard rumours that he's going to ground it more in reality. I don't know whether that means there'll be no Shinigami.
But how's that going to make sense?
Yeah, well, I don't know whether it's more
Because the first one is technically grounded in, other than the whole essence of the film is the notebook that people die when you write the name in it. So if you can't really ground that in reality.
No. Well, but I don't know, maybe it's going to be more sort of based on the conflictions of having to write in the notebook, or maybe it's going to take it in a different direction. But I'm sort of fairly excited about it because I just want to see what it's going to do with it. I'm not writing off right now because I really enjoyed the.
I'm recoiling. People can't
I
see
can
this.
imagine, yeah.
The grounded in reality bits put me off even more. So.
Well, don't quote me on that one. It's just what I've heard. It's very, very early stages.
I'm going to quote you. Sean said.
Gus Van Sam's going to message me and just go, I've heard that you said it's definitely going to be grounded in reality. I'm going to have more Shinigami, actually. Misquoted. Sorry, Gus. Don't quote me. And Mark, don't quote me either. But, yeah, any last words on that? What do you reckon?
Well,
do you think it's going to be as terrible?
With these kind of things, especially remakes, source material is nearly always superior. I can't really think of a remake that's been better than an original.
No.
Ever. There's been some good remakes, some that have been not quite as good. But
there's always the two that I always stick to. John Carpenter's version of The Thing and Cronenberg's version of The Fly.
Okay.
The only two that I think have surpassed.
Yeah, actually.
And I didn't mind.
Oh, it just proved me wrong.
They're the only two. I think they're the only two. Yeah, but that's two in how many years?
Yeah.
And they're the only ones I can think of. It was like, I'd rather watch them than.
Not the Karate Kid with Jaden Smith.
I don't watch it because Jaden Smith's a little punk.
Just thought I'd throw that out there and let you guys.
Saying about anime shows, I watched a marathon. I started it Sunday and I've already finished it. It's only 13 episodes. It's by the late Satoshi Kon who did Tokyo Godfathers.
Okay, yeah.
And it's called Paranoia Agent. Definitely recommend giving it a go. It's a very odd one to explain. It's people who be going through struggling and they're having a personal crisis. An episode is centered on a character. You know all about them. You get to find out what their crisis is, and then this sort of like a delinquent child in golden rollerblades carrying a bent golden baseball bat turns up and will smack him over the head, and they'll wake up in hospital and all their worries are gone. It could be about a delinquent kid hitting people. It could be about a holy warrior fighting a demon. It could be about mass media getting out of control, or it could be all those things at once. It's really clever. It could have trimmed a few episodes, but it was really good. The unique thing as well, each episode has a slightly weird little thing going on where it's done by that character's perspective.
Right.
So for instance, there's a kid who's been staying up all night studying for his exams, and then when he's doing the exam he sneezes and he sees words falling out on his page and he thinks, oh my god, all this stuff I remember is coming out of my mind. But that's all we'll ever see of it is words coming out of him. If anyone else was watching it, it would just be like mucus or whatever. And he runs in the toilet and he's throwing up, but all words come out of him. But in reality, it is vomit, and he's thinking, oh shit, all these words, he's trying to pick up the words and stuff back in his mouth. But you know that you've got to get around the fact that even though all you ever see is words being vomited, it is actually...
How long are the episodes?
Usual 25 minutes sort of thing, and 13 episodes. It's very, very clever.
You mentioned Tokyo Godfathers. We watched that for our little sort of Christmas stint of movies that were unusual Christmas movies, and I thought Satoshi Kon did really well in developing the characters within the story, and you kind of got a sense of what they're about, so I'm hoping he'll do the same thing for this one.
It was paced just right. I think it had 3 episodes where it had been like introduce a character and you got bopped on the head, and then the 4th episode was coming along and I thought, if it does it again, it's just going to be a one-trick pony. And when you know the 4th episode done something different at the end, you're like, oh, okay, this is really, really grab it. I mean, it was interesting anyway, but I didn't want it to keep copying, and it done this, and you're like, oh, something different's happened. I'm really hooked in.
Okay.
And it's one of those, you're like, I need to watch it again because there's so many things I'm still not quite sure. I've got a vague idea what it's about, but there's lots of little...
So is this a standalone series? Do you think there's going to be any advancements on it?
He's dead now as well, so I don't think he's
They probably won't be doing any more then.
Oh, fair enough.
But no, it is proper. I think it's proper.
So what's it called again?
Paranoia Agent.
Paranoia Agent.
It's very good, very, very good.
Oh, okay.
I see a trailer today, and you know that I think you talked about last week, Mark. No, you may have been Sean. Called Lucy.
No, I was talking about Under the Skin, but I watched that trailer today.
I see it today. I watched it. Yeah.
Because we were talking about Under the Skin, which is a Scarlett Johansson movie, where she's kind of like, we don't know whether she's an alien or whatever. I think she goes and like picks up guys or whatever. But
this is similar. I thought so. In my head, I was like, oh, that's what we were talking about. Completely.
No, but
it's interesting. Is that not Luc Besson film then? Which one's that? That's got a girl's name, where she's got some weird power with her mind.
It might be a remake then.
Yeah.
But I saw the trailer. I thought it looked really good. It's Scarlett Johansson.
No, this is a new one. This has just been trailered.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it might have been. Yeah, she can alter reality. I think she starts to unlock the powers in her brain, and she
uses a lot of her brain, don't you?
Yeah, that probably was the same.
Yeah, the basic story is she gets taken and cut open, and they use her as a drug mule, like these people, and they put a load of drugs inside her belly, and then she gets like beaten up, and the drugs split inside her, and that causes her to sort of, well, it's the whole sort of cliche of humans only use 10% of their brain. She's now using more than 10%. Do humans really actually only use 10% of their brain? What's the point in having a brain if you only use 10%?
Spare brain.
Yeah, spare parts.
Was it Morgan Freeman as well?
Yeah, Morgan Freeman, Scarlett Johansson, you might have mentioned Luke Besson there. I thought it looked really good, kind of.
I was intrigued.
Sort of a bit superhero-y, and she had like telekinesis
to the wall and stuff, don't she?
And Luke Besson's always done crazy. You know, like, everyone loves Leon and Fifth Element, stuff like that was really good.
Yeah.
Didn't you done Taxi as well? They've done the shit remake with Queen Latifah, but you done the original French ones. Are pretty cool.
I've not seen the original one though.
Yeah, it's interesting you brought that up because I literally just watched the trailer today.
Yeah,
obviously, any time I see Scarlett Johansson, I'm always like, click, have a little watch of that.
It's a real short trailer and it's not very long.
I think it's about 2 minutes. I think it's quite the trailer that I watched.
I'll probably put it on loop or not really.
Yeah, and actually, because I subscribe on my personal YouTube channel to quite a few like trailer type channels that always release sort of extended cuts. I watched like a 2-minute clip of the movie. And there was a particular scene where she gets in a car with another gentleman, and I guess he doesn't know that she's got like these weird kind of powers or whatever. And then she starts seeing everybody's got like a light beaming off the top of their head, and I think she like tunes into like their frequencies or something. I think she's probably, I don't know because I'm not sure what point of the movie this is in, but I guess she wants to track down the people that, you know, made her the drug mule, or, you know, kicked her in the belly or whatever and caused her to have these weird powers. And she sort of hones in on this particular, I think she says Korean voice, don't quote me again. Then she just gets in the car and she's going through the city or whatever, and the guy's like, when did you learn how to drive? She's like, nah, I can't drive. And she's like going through all the city, and it's just like crazy cars piling up and stuff, and it looked like really quite good. I don't know whether it was like CGI, whether it was just amazingly timed like car smashes and stuff like that. Had to be CGI because it was just kind of
Because I see where it's like, I didn't know you knew Japanese. When did you learn that? About an hour ago.
Yeah. So I'm guessing
the car stuff. Did you ever watch Ronin?
Yeah.
Nope.
I've seen
really good. Really good. The car stuff, that is proper, genuine.
Is that Robert De Niro?
Yeah.
And Al Pacino.
Cars driving head on into traffic and huge chases, fantastic.
Can't say I've ever been a car chase movie kind of guy, but then again, I'm not really a martial arts, kung fu, wata kind of guy. So, you know, maybe I can broaden my horizons. I watched The Ray 2 and Chocolate, you know, maybe I can put in a little car movie in there.
You seen Death Proof? Seen Death Proof?
I don't think I actually watched. I think I watched Planet Terror, and I don't think I actually watched Death Proof. I think I got like I wanted to watch it, and then it's one of the things where you sit down and you're like, don't really fancy it today. I'll watch something else. You know.
There's a little throwaway stunt in there with the motorcycle. You noticed that one? It's on the chase at the end when she was on the bonnet, and there's a shot of like a guy on a motorbike, and he slams into something. And he flies off his bike and smashes into...
Yeah.
And it was just a throwaway split second of it. And you're like, what the fuck was that?
Didn't we rewind it when we were watching it?
We
kept rewinding it.
It was like, did we just see this guy...
Yes, he slams, doesn't he? Yeah.
Slams into like a shed or something.
Just put it in like sort of thing.
Dialogue heavy film, but...
Tarantino.
I've got a... top 10 list for something if you're interested.
Oh, I do like a little bit of a list.
Little porn.
This was on... No, it's not. This was on Joe Blow's website. It was the top 10 movie franchises of all time. If you want to take a guess what will be number one, this is obviously like, you know, you've got to be more than one film.
Star Wars?
Yeah.
My guess would have been Star Wars, yeah.
I'm going to go with something like, maybe like Rocky?
Oh, right, yeah.
What about Godfather movies or something?
Okay, here we go. Number 10, Lethal Weapon.
Oh, how many did they end up doing?
Four.
And I thought only the first two were only good ones, but there you go.
It's got too old for that shit.
Number 8 is Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit, which I thought would have been higher.
Yeah, I would have thought so.
Number 7, Indiana Jones.
There's only 4 of them as well.
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah, but I guess the franchise is more than...
was awful, wasn't it?
More than one, isn't it? Franchise.
Still an Indiana Jones film, no matter how bad it was.
Number 6, Harry Potter.
Yeah,
I guess.
They made about
1,500
of them, didn't they?
Here's what I thought was surprising. Number 5, Star Wars.
Really?
Yeah, only number 5. Which means number 4 is Star Trek.
Now, is there any rhyme or reason to this, or is what they've picked, or whether
I have no idea. I just saw it today and thought, it's a top 10, I'll bring it in.
Alright,
Twilight on there.
No. Number 3 is the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Yeah, I get that.
Number 2 is Batman.
Batman.
Oh yeah, I guess it's a franchise, but it's been.
Yeah, but the latest three movies probably made a lot of money,
probably
didn't they? The whole.
I suppose
Christmas
the early
Nolan.
ones people still went to see it.
Yeah,
Until
definitely.
it was Mr. Fuse.
Unless you count in like 60s Batman as well, unless it's just movie franchises, or
It's
you
just
count in, like
movie
TV.
franchises,
Oh, right,
yeah. And the number one in the top 10 movie franchises of all time, James Bond.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I completely forgot about as well.
Very blatant when you say it like that, isn't it?
But does anyone, I mean, did you guys really care about Bond?
I haven't seen a single Bond movie.
I'm not,
Really?
I'm not a fan.
Oh, wow, okay.
But they're always on at Christmas or whatever.
Bank holidays, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm of the opinion that I haven't seen one, so I'm not going to see any more. Like, when the latest Bond comes out and they're at the cinema and my girlfriend's like, oh, let's go watch Bond. I'm like, I don't really want to like break this streak of not ever watching any James Bond. If I went in and watched like the 24th James Bond, I'd be like, right, I best go back and watch all the other James Bond.
There's no continuity.
Is there not? Oh yeah, it's not changed Bond.
Just a rant, yeah, it's just a
It's
random
James Bond,
story.
you know, that's the continuity.
The only continuity was the last one, wasn't it? After,
Casino
Royale
Royale
and
and Quantum Solace.
which I only saw a bit of and didn't like it.
I don't know. I've never seen it, any of them.
I'd only watch it for Javier Bardem. I thought he was quite good in No Country for Old Men.
Can't think who he is.
The only one I ever watched really, I think, was GoldenEye because I had the game for the
Sean Bean.
N64.
Oh, yeah, everyone had
Actually,
that.
don't lie, I have seen that one.
So I think I was about the only one.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm surprised like Rambo, Rocky, Terminator.
Yeah, I thought that would have.
Yeah, what other franchises
I
are?
suppose to be a franchise, surely it has to be over 3 films at least.
Yeah, I would have. Yeah,
It's just
What about horror
trilogy
films?
otherwise.
yeah, like Saw, I suppose.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jason,
Jason, Freddy.
Freddy.
Yeah,
but
Oh,
if
you
it's
got
going by like top
Friday the 13th,
grossing, then.
forever.
yeah. If it's gone for what's made the most money, then
But then I would have thought Hobbit and Lord of the Rings would have probably been up there because that always makes
Star
a
Wars?
crap ton
maybe
of
that's
money.
why they're low there. Because back in the day, I don't know, because it's had quite a gap between the 3 films and then the next 3 films.
Yeah,
Maybe that's
I guess
why.
it's been a long time. hasn't it?
I forgot as well. Last week I mentioned to you you might be interested in a porn parody for homework, and I said to you it would be based on a film that you're a fan of. I do have the DVD with me today, and there you go.
What was it?
It's Clerks XXX. I've not watched it myself, but I've been told it is a very good. It is a parody. It will do a good job. There's actually a thing on the DVD. There's one of the special features is to watch because it's in colour. But one of the things you can watch it without the porn scenes in black and white because it actually does a story.
Oh really? That's quite interesting.
Which I thought was
That's
good.
cool.
It's now Jane and Silent Bertha, I think, and Dante and what's his name?
Randall.
They're gender swapped as well, and they work in a sex shop now. That's the thing.
Ah, that'd have been fun being in the convenience store when it just.
But I've heard it's really good as a parody, and because we've done that, I mentioned that list of them a few weeks back. I thought I'd bring one in.
That's
There you
really
go.
interesting.
So if anyone, we've got that as a possibility for anyone who's a fan of Clerks.
Well, you know, I might watch it over several evenings. 'Cause,
You might get
sometimes
tired.
Have you got enough tissues? Yeah.
Your hand might hurt from pressing the remote.
Yeah.
yeah, you
So,
know,
I've got to
press and
pause it and go and
play
do something.
put
and,
the DVD in, and
Yeah.
you know.
So there you go.
Yeah, Clerks 3's been put on hold.
Yeah, I heard that is it the Weinstein Company have withdrawn funding.
They don't want the 3rd one made.
No.
do they? But
Oh,
obviously,
weird. Yeah.
Kevin Smith wants to do it. But...
Well, yeah, I think fans want to see it. I want to see
As
it.
long as Elias was back in it, because he was
Oh,
awesome.
he was pretty
Yeah,
good.
he was
Have you
great.
seen they've done a teaser poster for Tusk?
I saw it,
Yeah,
but
I've
only
seen
like a thumbnail, and
It's
really seems-
like a full. It looks a bit like it
Yeah.
reminded me of Nightmare Before Christmas. That kind of
Yeah,
extended
that's it.
bit of land, and
And
the
it is
moon
a
behind
tusk,
it.
innit?
Yeah,
It's
the
a
house
tusk.
is on this little
Yeah.
outcrop, and there's 2 bits coming down on the outcrop, which are obviously the tusks. It's like it's intriguing,
Yeah.
but don't tell me anything. I want a trailer.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to
definitely.
seeing a trailer.
Yeah.
And Kevin Smith's doing a lot of stuff from his podcasts. He always seems to come up with like amazing ideas off of podcasts and stuff. So he's got a couple of more movies in the pipeline. He's got a movie called Yoga Hoser, which is based off of this story that he told. Because basically he does what we do, you know, you kind of come with a couple of stories and then you riff off of it and an idea sparks and then he just kind of takes it a bit further and actually writes
He's
a
got
script.
the money and all that.
Whereas we're just like, we're not that kind of creative. We're
We
just
could do
like,
that,
we
but
come up
it's
with an
fun.
idea and then just go, let's write a script for it. I don't know where to start.
We can do that based on Chud told us a few weeks ago about his dream, the heavy metal steam train.
Oh God, yeah.
Like, that was awesome. Can we do a script based around a steam train that's full of heavy metal fans?
What I should have done when I woke up, just write it all down, before it fades too much.
That's the thing. That's what we don't do. We come up with ideas and then just don't write them down.
William Shatner, rapist.
What? William Shatner rapist?
Well, that's what he was in the dream, but he wasn't. I did tell you guys, didn't I?
I don't remember that
You
bit.
did, yeah.
You kept that bit to yourself.
It turned out that he'd been held prisoner between two mattresses by the police because he's a serial rapist. And I asked, how many people has he raped? He says, well, he hasn't really raped anybody. He just, follows them and ejaculates on walls.
William Shatner.
Disclaimer, William Shatner did not actually do that. That was made up in Chud's head. This was a dream that you were telling us about off camera. And it's just made its way. I think I missed half of it. I think I went for a wee or something and you come back and you're like, yeah, William Shatner was stuck between two mattresses jizzing on walls. Like, what on earth have I missed?
You need to have him saying it how he's saying it now, but we're acting out the scene, what's happening, so no talking in the scenes. He's saying it all. And then it going on, in the scenes. That'd be brilliant.
You could do a William Shatner and be like, it's spun. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Whoa.
While he's saying that,
I'm coming.
Yeah.
I still need to do that one. I was going to do at one point about the people that have been knighted.
I really like that as an idea.
They have to be defenders of England, and I was going to do
Do a show on it.
Sir Cliff Richard and Sir Alan Sugar having to fight the reanimated corpse of Sir Jimmy Savile.
Now, if we were to take this idea and sort of develop it, would we have to change the characters, or could we keep people in there who are actually knights, or would we have to create our own universe and be like, Sir Riff Richard or something?
Yeah, if we didn't use their names and just look alike.
Sir Fruce Brorscythe.
But I had it in my head where they were in a little sewer and it's all quiet, and then you hear this little noise, what's that? And you hear this echoing. What was that? And you just see this flash of white, the guy in his little tracksuit, and the little Jesus Christ!
Nowlan.
That's not Jesus.
Do you know you hear his chains jangling?
Shalon Ugger will then shoot him in the face and be like,
Shalon Ugger!
Get his 12 gauge and be like, you're fired!
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Jingle jangle.
Yeah.
Now then. Oh, we've gone right off topic.
Yeah, we have a little bit.
Last week, I kind of inadvertently started a little kind of topic / section of the show. I posed 3 different stories to yourself, Mark and Joe, and you got to pick which one we wanted to talk about. Now, last week, it was a toss-up between...
Is that the right word?
Yeah, that was
a toss-up between a guy with a really long name, some Ukrainian scientists taking the mick out of Vladimir Putin, and the story we actually got talking about, which was a rapper, Mr. Johnson we'll call, who got really high, chopped off his own dick and balls, then jumped off a roof, had them reattached, and now wants to do porn. Does that sound familiar, Chad?
Oh, and I got the name wrong last week. We was talking about the guy who did that before. I said Billy Bibbit. That's
Billy
a character out of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. It was, John Wayne Babbitt, something like that. Yeah, not Billy Bibbit. That's...
So,
John Wayne Gacy.
I've done the same thing this week. I've got 3 different topics, and you guys can decide between you what you would like to discuss and what you think sounds the most interesting and/or will get the biggest giggles. So we've got story number 1. It's kind of a sciencey type thing, but it's all about farts and how they can actually be beneficial to humans. So that's story number 1. Story number 2 features Steven Spielberg and how he has trolled the world. And story number 3 is, I'll just call it, Captain Pizza Saves the Day.
That's a film.
Probably that one for me. Captain Pizza Saves the Day.
Subject number 2, I think I know what that is. I think I've seen it. So
I mean, if we really want to, we can kind of get into it really quickly. But if you guys want to choose a main topic, I'll quickly cover the other ones. And
I'll go with Joe's then.
Captain Pizza Saves the Day.
Because it sounds like a movie.
Well, I think you guys picked probably the best one anyway. So, basically they came up with a study which said, farts contain some sort of chemical that's beneficial to humans, but they haven't really looked into it. So, you know, next time you've got one brewing...
Methane and stench.
Yeah,
well done.
Next time you got one brewing, you know, fart on a friend. Help them out.
Help them out? In what way is it going to help them out?
Well, I haven't looked into the... I don't know what the science...
buddy, don't say I don't ever do anything for you.
Oh, I've got pink eye now, you fucker.
Yeah, but you're going to live a bit longer now.
Or jar it and try and work out why it helps,
Breathe
what's
deep.
beneficial to it.
Yeah, maybe we could do...
Clear up
Yeah.
that
We could jar them and see.
Is there a specific way? Do you have to cup it and then do it like that?
Yeah,
Or?
probably.
Don't know, I didn't do enough research. You know,
Oh,
I was going to read it as we went along. Number 2 was Steven Spielberg Trolls the World. I don't know if you recently saw, there was a picture posted where Steven Spielberg was posing in front of a Triceratops from Jurassic Park. You can see the picture there, Mark.
Yeah.
And it's very akin to a picture that was posted by this huntress in Africa where she shot a lion.
Cheerleader bitch.
Yeah, and she's sitting there and like,
Yeah.
I just, bagged myself a lion. And somebody posted this picture and just sort of said, I can't believe this guy has just shot a Triceratops. And loads of stupid Americans were like, oh my god, he needs to be exposed for shooting this wonderful animal. It's like, dude, it's animatronic and it's a freaking dinosaur. But we're not going to be talking about that because we chose Captain Pizza Saves the Day. Now, any guesses as to what this might entail?
Pizza.
You're right.
He's a superhero. He's called Captain Pizza, and he uses stale crusts to hurl at his enemies.
Captain Pizza saved the day. I don't know. Did he give pizza to the homeless people or something?
You're getting very close there, Joe. Not quite homeless.
He buys pizza and eats it in front of homeless people going, fuck you!
Fucking stuff, but I'm going to still eat it.
Stuffed crust, bitches.
Well, he's an actual captain of an aeroplane.
Oh, I know this one.
Yeah.
I did see this. Yeah.
And,
Amy told me about this.
Basically, there was a flight that was due to go from Washington to Denver in America, obviously, and basically they hit some bad weather and they had to stall the flight for 5 hours, and the passengers are already checked in, checked the bag, checked the luggage, and they were sitting on the plane basically twiddling their thumbs, going, what on earth's going on? Can't we go yet? I want to go home or go on holiday or go to Denver or whatever. And basically, the captain made the decision because he got a bit of a rumbly tummy and he was like, right, okay, I'm going to do it. We've got about an hour still left to go. So he rings up Domino's Pizza and orders 50 odd pizzas and orders pizzas for the whole kind of whole aeroplane. And basically he saves the day through buying pizza for people. And I just thought...
done it out of his own pocket as well, didn't he?
He did, that's the thing, he wasn't sponsored by Domino's, the airline didn't even fork out for it. Basically, he dipped into his own pocket, bought pizzas for the whole entire plane, and here's the kicker, he was the one that sparked it, he had the rumbly tummy, he didn't even get a slice. That's how much of a man he was. He's like, right, my customers, my flight, I don't know what they're called, the flight attendees and the flight passengers, they come first.
Cattle.
I'm the captain, Captains go down with the ship, captains feed the ship.
Yeah,
so I thought that was pretty good.
I think
he makes
after
enough fucking money though, don't he?
After it was a publicity...
They make a shit.
Yeah, but he has to have I don't mind a pilot of an aircraft, a passenger aircraft, making money, because, we're quite depending on this guy to get me from point A to point B. But I think later on, when this story got publicised and whatever, the airline did then give him his money back.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
But
which is, I think, all they offer to. I don't know if they, but which to me seemed a little bit like, oh, we need to jump on this bandwagon and show we're really nice people.
Yeah. But the initial spark was from... He's now been dubbed Captain Pizza, and that has to be quite...
He's got to have his own plane, they could put a little pizza on it or something.
Oh, that'd be amazing, wouldn't it? People just pay to go on his air flight.
Oh,
and then the in-flight meals are actually pizzas instead of the crappy little trays of
little mystery food.
Mystery meat or whatever.
The little tray with the weird wobbly stuff in. What is it? Is it gravy? Is it chocolate? I don't know.
What the fuck is it?
And then the smallest bit of brownie where you could just inhale it and be like, oh, what's going on there? So I thought that was pretty good. And if you guys could think of a superhero name named after food, what would you be? So we've got Captain Pizza. Maybe you could be
Captain Beefcake. What? I'm a big hunk of man. Right. Fine, I'll be Captain Hamhock. Fuck you. I know what I would be, actually.
Captain Salami.
Can I be a sir?
You can be whatever you want as long as,
I'm going to be sirloin of pork.
Sirloin of pork. So what's your special power?
Oh, come back to me in a minute.
Give out porky goodness. Start sausaging people and that.
Sausaging people. That sounds a bit rapey.
I'm going to go for... it's kind of a bit of a rip-off of Aqua Teen Hunger Force, but I'll go for Master Milkshake. So I can just be like, if, you know, sort of a bad guy is just run out of a store and he's got all the money in a big swag bag with the dollar sign on it, I could just like shoot Milkshake and he could slip over and then just douse him in it and drown him.
Why would you not want to be Meatwad? No, he's the best.
Well, it was the first thing that came to my head. I'd be all of them if I could.
Yeah, I can't do. Can you do that?
That was brilliant.
You've got to do that the rest of the podcast.
So we've got sirloin of pork, Master Milkshake.
I can't follow up sirloin of pork.
I'd be Coke Man and I'd have a sidekick.
Coke Man?
Yeah, and I'd have a sidekick and he'd be like Mentos Man. And we would like get together, combine our powers.
You'd have to do Diet Coke Man.
Yeah.
Does that mean Mentos Man would have to go into Coke Man?
Yeah. And we combined our powers and just kill people with our lavery goodness.
Jesus, I can't think of anything.
We
What
could have
Captain Salami.
we could have
That's
a porn star, isn't it?
sidekick.
so you could have what, you're going to be Mr. Coke Man?
Yeah, Coke Man.
Yeah, Mr. Diet Coke
That's a
Man.
shit name, isn't it?
And Mento Boy, and then you could have like your little sort of human sidekick who could like carry around like a blowtorch, and you could like heat your Diet Coke up, pop a Mento in, and then you literally like burn people as it goes.
Sirloin of pork
Or shake me
uses
up.
sausage-themed booby traps. So I'll have a Cumberland ring on the floor, but it's actually like an explosive mine.
I thought you were going to say you make like a rope out of sausages, and then people stand in it, and you're like, come up the tree, and they're like hanging upside down from
That's
just
for swinging
sausages.
from
string of sausages.
Like Spider-Man style. Look how sausages swing from them.
Now, does your power allow you to elongate certain parts of your body so you could be beneficial to the ladies? You could be like,
Look at
hi, I'm Sirloin of Pork. Want to know why they call me the Master of Meat? They just whip it out and just go,
and then I open my mouth and sausage rolls pour forth. Is that what you have one.
pull them out your ears and stuff.
I'm hungry.
I'm going to have web spinning with links of sausages.
I do like that,
I like
actually. Yeah. I think mine's quite lame now. Master Milkshake. I need to think about this a little bit more.
Corner this market. I'm going to come back next
I've
week.
been dying for someone to ask me this question for years. That's what it was. I've had it all planned.
I'm trying to think of my favourite food that I can add into a superhero.
You didn't say nothing.
Favourite food?
Like Billy Bacon.
Bacon.
But that's kind of you could be Captain Pork's sidekick.
Protein Man.
See, I'm just thinking of like
Protein
food that I
powder,
like, and food that I like doesn't it like
The cashew kid.
like Professor Burrito?
Professor Burrito, I like that. Always coming up with new burrito things to fill it with.
So what's your special power then?
Yeah.
You just taste really good.
You got like a huge wrap and you roll people up in it. Ow, bad guy.
Douse them in chipotle sauce.
Oh, my eyes!
It's really quite
Guacamole.
I can take any chili sauce. And it doesn't burn.
I like the Professor.
I never thought I'd get asked that question.
It's amazing what you can come up with just on the spot, isn't it?
I've got a topic you'll like, Sean.
Hit me with it.
Yeah, because you love video game stuff.
Bring it.
But what about when movies and video games combine? Because as you know, you've seen the smash hit Sharknado.
Oh, yes.
And you know there's going to be a Sharknado 2, the second one,
God.
which is at the end of this month apparently in the States.
I think we should all watch
film.
it, all get together and watch it.
Yeah,
Get some
I
popcorn.
never watched the first one.
Oh, didn't you?
I watched a bit.
Well, you got to watch the first one.
Yeah.
You know,
By
kind of get
Silent.
caught up in the story.
Is that by Silent
Yeah.
Film?
But there's going to be a Sharknado game on iOS, and it's done by a company called Other Ocean. I've not heard of them, but they've done something called NBA Rush, and they've done that crappy South Park Teneman's Revenge. And they're doing a Sharknado game, which I think is going to be a free run game. So, there you go.
Running away from Sharknado.
Or you're the shark in your, I don't know.
iPhone games, really.
No.
iOS isn't.
Apart from Candy Crush.
No.
Oh, God, no.
So
So there you go.
How many people here have actually seen Sharknado, the first one?
No.
I saw a bit, and then I got
I
annoyed.
watched a bit.
by-
Is that the one with her at American Pie?
Yeah, Tara
Yeah, I
Reid.
watched a bit, then I was like, no. This
I
is
got annoyed by how
too
bad,
much.
even for me, it was like too bad.
So the thing is, you actually sat through and watched the whole of Mega Shark
I did,
versus Mega
yeah.
Shark. So I don't see why you couldn't make it through Sharknado.
It was-
So
If it's more
Premier-
the sharks popping out of 6 inches of water, the water wasn't even big enough to go over the wheels of their 4x4, but there were fucking sharks in it.
I remember from trailers and that. So I remember seeing the sharks flying across screen and then eating people out of midair. I think surely a shark that would not be on the forefront of a shark's mind. It was like, I'm hungry.
Well, I think they do try to really badly explain it in the movie that they're like ravaging hungry sharks.
Oh, weren't they? Yeah, it was some like big shark swarm or something.
Yeah.
There was loads of different sharks, weren't there?
Yeah, it was like hammerhead and all your different.
But there was a thing. It was about. Weren't there a little cafe thing on a beachfront? It was on a little quay or a little jetty or something.
Yeah.
And then it was on about, you'd see them inside going, oh, the storm's picking up, and there'd be an outside shot, and there'd be fuck all. Because whoever had done that forgot to put any digital effects in it. And then they'd go back to inside, and it was lashing with rain, and they were like, oh, it's really bad weather.
Yeah.
And you're like, really? Because it didn't look that bad a minute ago.
Looked like a nice day to go
Perhaps it was in the
surfing.
eye of the Sharknado, because it was fine.
See, now the thing is, right, I know it's a movie that's not to be taken seriously by any stretch of the imagination, but technically it's not a Sharknado because it comes out of the water. It's technically a shark whirlpool mixed with like a tornado because
Shark water spout or
yeah, but I guess that hasn't really got kind of a catchy
Shark
name.
water spout.
Shark spout.
Shark spout.
Because they do like films before they come out. They say one at like Pacific Rim before that come out. They
Atlantic
brought out
Rim.
Atlantic Rim.
Yeah,
Just
Transmorphers.
try and get work them up, get them as much money out of it.
Now, I'm tempted to say in a couple of weeks' time, once Sharknado 2's come out, we'll do like a combined homework, and we'll all check out Sharknado 2, the second one, the ever so catchy name of the second one, and we can all just have a free-for-all. You know, we can probably do a good like half hour, 45 minutes, just running down all the ridiculous stuff, and see if it actually compares to the first one.
Okay, we'll have to watch
the first one.
Yeah.
Now, in a similar vein to Sirloin of Pork and Captain Pizza.
Oh, I can see where this is going.
Yeah, we have played around with the idea before because we were going to do a Sharknado movie review with a twist, weren't we?
Yeah.
And we were coming up with some crazy ideas because
You
basically...
had my favourite one, but...
Yeah, basically what the makers at Asylum, they've done, they've gone, we'll pick a natural disaster and we'll pick a fierce creature and add them together to make a catchy kind of name, and then we'll think about the movie afterwards because, you know, obviously you can't really make a Sharknado. So myself and Mark, we put our heads together, and I was quite proud of this one. I took the fierce creature of the crab and the devastating effects of an avalanche, and I got Crabalanche.
That was my absolute favourite. I fucking love that.
So if we were to
Sit on his shelf.
Just literally skiers. Oh my god! Like, snip, 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 snip.
A really shit crab, like in our footage would have been. Like, we're on a beach, but we have to put weight in.
Oh, they'd have to go
Shit,
sideways,
it's
though,
gotta
wouldn't
be-
they?
It's got to be like snow, so it's got. Like, let's spray paint the sand quick white.
So what would happen if we made the movie Crabalanche?
That'd be awesome.
What would bring these two things together? Because they're fairly polar opposites. You don't often see crabs in the snow, do you?
Like, not lost.
And granted, saying, you know, sharks and water and tornadoes could probably, you know, not really happen, but it's closer than a random crab getting dropped off at the edge.
Transport ship, a plane, cargo plane, transporting crabs to a new SeaWorld, crashes on a mountain.
Yeah.
And the ensuing onslaught of snow and crab smashes into a ski resort.
But on the plane, they could have like toxic waste.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. To kind of give it that extra.
So they have toxic
No,
waste.
there'd be a toxic waste thing on the mountain because you wouldn't, you know, SeaWorld don't need toxic waste. So like,
it's just storing it in the
They just randomly go
crashed into the Everest toxic waste dump.
Or like the cheapest.
Well, not Everest because I don't think people ski off that. But.
Or it could even be like, say, the footage could be at the start, some people wheeling some toxic waste up to, haha, we got some more bucks.
Oh, yeah.
And they're getting rid of
we're evil mustache
and they're
twiddlers.
getting rid of all their shit. So and then you just see the cuts away, they walk down the mountain.
what do we do with
and
this?
in the background there's an aeroplane and it's like flying.
What do we do with this toxic waste? Ah, fuck it, put it in the snow.
Yeah, it crashes. And they just bury it.
Or you could do like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles kind of thing, like where they dump the ooze down the sewer and obviously it hits the turtles and they become awesome. Yeah, you could have like in the sea or whatever, you got this cargo ship going by and it's got all your nuclear waste barrels with your biohazard sign on there. They're like, yeah, we're going to get this we're going to get it to an island and we're going to dump it there and then we're going to cure all the world's ills because we're going to get rid of all this nuclear waste. You got to have a shitty like clean green message in there, get rid of nuclear waste and we can start with good old fossil fuels again. And then, they're on the way there and then just, oh, shit, storm happens, shaking about, a couple of the barrels tip over the edge, you got some little crabs just going about the business, just snipping at the bottom of the ocean, bit of toxic waste, hits the crab, basically does a Mario with blue, 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 gets massive, starts, or maybe, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself.
I was going to say, how's your crab getting up the mountain?
Yeah, exactly.
We need to have a load.
Right, okay, it gets it, but it lays dormant within it,
right.
and it needs a catalyst to make it grow. And that catalyst happens to be snow. Yeah, you
I was going to say altitude.
Could be altitude as well, yeah. So it swells up, yeah. And so, yeah, that all happens. They got all the hippies on the beach cleaning these little crabs, as they do with the penguins and the birds, when they spill.
Oh, I've got to go down to the beach and clean my crabs.
Yeah, I'm going to clean my crab, get all this, and then biohazard suits and stuff. Clean a little crab, pop him in the bucket, be like, you'll be alright, little crabby, I'll get you to SeaWorld soon on top of Mount Everest, just randomly, because they need a SeaWorld at the top there. And then obviously, they take it, it's getting transported, and then the altitude kicks in, or the snow hits in, the crab just explodes, starts going down the hill, gaining momentum like a snowball, and just taking out skiers in his wake, and then he gradually lands at the bottom.
So you're going for a giant crab?
Yeah, I reckon so. Why not just go?
Because I'm going for lots of little ones. That's kind of mine. I'm going the multitude path.
Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, we can have the big ones. We'd have when they have the little ones, and when they think it's all over, there's a rumbling from atop the mountain. It erupts like a volcano, and the massive crab comes out, and you have killed my children. I'm gonna fuck you up.
And if we do it when there's a snow blizzard, we'd have to have styrofoam or something on top of a ladder with blocks down. And a fan go blowing on us and shit like that.
No, we've used a fan before now for special effects. So
have we?
Do something like that.
The Return Oz thing.
Oh yeah, we actually used a fan.
Yeah, we have to do
Blow
something
some
like
paper
that.
about. Yeah.
So as I was telling my story, I see a couple of cogs turning in your brains. Have you guys got any natural disasters to mix with fierce animals that could make the next Sharknado, or indeed the next Crab-a-Lanche?
All I can think of was Pandemic, and that's not really any good. So, and I was trying to think, and nothing for bat. God.
Batman.
I don't even know what weather conditions you get. What do you get in there? Nothing really happens in England.
Drizzle.
Yeah.
Lots of rain and coldness.
Penguin drizzle.
Come
on, what's a fierce animal that can make a good mighty foe?
Woodlouse.
Like a bear, or maybe I don't know, a dolphin.
Honey badger.
Honey badger mixed with
what about
drizzle?
the drizzle. Nah.
Why not fog and a frog and just call it frog?
Beware of the frog.
Yeah. One froggy day.
Already made.
Yeah, Thundercats. Yeah.
One
froggy day.
One froggy day. That's a bit froggy.
A fine and froggy morning.
Or how about raining cats and dogs?
Ooh.
Oh, literally.
Yeah, and they could be
But like lions and wolves.
yeah, and just
Honey
crazy.
badgers.
Honey badgers.
You won't have to worry too much. I'll just go inside and watch them just explode as they hit the
I just
pavement.
put my brolly up. Okay, yeah. I think Crab-a-Lanche we probably peaked too early.
Yeah, we did. I can't think of nothing for... so many stupid animals and so many weather conditions and none of them work.
Instead of... No, I know how to work like hurricane and a Great Dane. Hurricane?
Hurricane. Tigerfoon. No.
Typhoon.
Hurricane.
I don't know.
Well, some sort of lion and
A stiff breeze.
You're going to be sat here.
yeah.
A lion and a stiff breeze.
I'm going to get home and I'm not going to talk to my girlfriend. She goes, "What's wrong?" Nothing.
Yeah.
I'm
Just
sitting
in
here
deep thought.
thinking. And she's,
Or just go home. Just
Storm would go with a woodlouse.
the first thing you say to your girlfriend when you go home. Name an animal. Name a catastrophic disaster. Tsunami and
horse.
horse-nami.
Smurfquake.
Earthquake.
Earthquake and something could be good. I'm sure they've probably done it.
Earthquack.
Earthquake!
Yeah.
Devastating ducks that cause earthquakes. I think we've got our hit. Asylum, if you're listening, don't fucking nick our ideas.
Or the other one. Don't nick the other one either.
Yeah. We've got copyright on Crab-a-Lanche and Earthquake.
Earthquack. And what was your Great Dane?
Hurricane.
You can have that one if you want.
That's brilliant.
We'll find out they've made that next week. Fucking hell, Hurricane's
There is one minute called Ghost Shark, which is really like we've got no budget. I'm presuming like we'll have an invisible shark. I've not seen it, but I presume it's going to be invisible.
No.
God.
So you guys up for doing a bit of a Sharknado riff session?
Really should.
The new one's out in the States at the end of the month, so it can't be too long.
I think it like premieres on Sci-Fi on like the 30th of July or something. So we'll have to catch that once it comes out. And we'll bring you guys an in-depth. I'll say review, but we're probably just going to rip it apart and have some fun with it. But hopefully you guys will enjoy it, and we'll enjoy talking about it as well. And we'll mix in a few other things as well within the podcast. So I guess that just leaves us with the task of setting some homework. What have we talked about that we should all watch? You mentioned a couple of movies there that I should probably watch.
Kitchen Miike stuff you mentioned, or you've got Clerks XXX, or we mentioned. You love that. Paranoia Agent was the anime.
Audition, Itchy the Killer.
Yeah, blimey, there's plenty.
Have you seen? We haven't mentioned it yet, but I'm currently like I said earlier, we're going through the DVD shelf and trying to think what do we keep, what do we get rid of. Have you seen a film called ID? John Cusack.
No, I don't think I have. No.
We're halfway through rewatching it. Really good film. Very clever.
ID. I've seen the English
that one?
film. ID.
It's got not the football. Really good. No. No, this is to do with. It's a dark and stormy night, and some guys.
No, I know what you mean.
It's Identity, is it? Sorry.
Yeah, Identity. Yeah. I had.
But you've got some guy who's been
on DVD.
He's been on trial, but he's going up for someone's trying to say we think he's had mental issues, and he's being put up for this murder. You don't really know what's going on, and on the same night, rain lashing down, and these 10, I think it is strangers, end up meeting at this motel. But there's something that links all them. They're not aware that they've all got a link, and they're all trapped in this motel, and then they start dying off, and somehow that's linked to this guy who's on trial for murder.
I think Sean would enjoy it.
Really good, really clever.
Yeah,
I know we haven't mentioned it yet, but I had made a note of stuff I'd been watching, and that was one of them.
Yeah. Okay, I'll watch. So I guess it's Identity, also known as ID.
Yeah,
to look out for it. But
I'm just John Cusack.
I think it's
Ray Liotta, John Cusack.
Yeah.
Jake Busey.
Yeah.
Judi Dench.
Judi Dench. Clea Duvall. I can't remember who else. Yeah, no, it's a good film. Really
okay,
good.
yeah. I was going to suggest watching the anime, but
you can pick whatever.
Yeah, I might watch them both if I get a chance, because with animes and stuff, you can kind of stick it on 20 minutes here, there, and everywhere. Up in the morning, late at night, whatever.
I marathoned it at work. I was at work Saturday and I watched 9 episodes when I was there, so that was a busy day.
Excellent stuff. So I'm set and ready to go. You guys, are we?
I'm thinking Raid.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, you should definitely watch the Raid 2, or even the Raid 1. I guess.
Yeah, I'll watch the first one.
Yeah. Mark, let's think.
Should I just do Sharknado then? Because we've mentioned.
Yeah. I guess
I know I've seen some of it, but
yeah,
I can't think what else we've talked about.
I haven't seen that.
No.
You get to watch Cravalanche. You get to write.
Yeah, you have to write the opening scene of Cravalanche or Hurricane.
That's brilliant. It's all quiet now.
Pick your poison.
Sorry, listeners.
We're still here.
What else do we talk about? Oh, jeez. How familiar are you with Clerks?
Yeah, seen them.
Does Joe want the porn parody for homework?
Have any interesting review?
How about you guys both watch?
Joe, you're looking like your right bicep is quite big this week.
And you're really blind.
You got hairy palms.
Tissue.
Do you guys both want to watch Sharknado?
I ain't seen it, and that'll set us up for number 2 then.
Yeah, because it's a couple of weeks till it comes out, and then we can kind of get familiar with it.
I could watch Fargo.
Oh, you still not watched it?
Yeah, no, I was going to say, but I've seen it, so my homework is done already. I would have had no homework. Yeah. No, I'll do that, Sharknado.
Alright, cool. So tune in to ChapterSkip Volume 18 next week for our reviews on Sharknado, The Raid or The Raid 2, and ID or Identity, which I'm not sure what.
Otherwise known as Identity. Personally.
Yeah, maybe it was. I thought it just had ID on it. Maybe it's just me being a prat. Yeah, probably it's Identity.
Shorthand.
You're probably right,
Yeah, so that brings us to the end of ChapterSkip Podcast Volume 17. So thanks for listening, and if you want to get involved in any aspects of the podcast, you can always check out the description below for links to Facebook, Twitter, and our blog site. They all end in /ChapterSkip. Hit us up on any of them, or you can send us a direct message here on YouTube or on Google+. There's plenty of ways you can get in contact with us, so I'll just leave it there and say thanks for listening. And on behalf of ChapterSkip, I'm Sean.
I'm Joe.
I'm Jared.
And I'm still Mark.
And we'll catch you guys again next time. Hot dog.
Oh.